What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So the first part of the NBA draft is officially over, and there was quite a few trades that literally happened during the draft, but one that did happen before the draft, of course, went down, was Kristaps Porzingis was traded to the Atlanta Hawks, and the Hawks also made some more moves tonight as well. Now, I just want to quickly say that I'm super impressed with what the Hawks have done so far. So let's go ahead and jump in and rebuild the Atlanta Hawks after, of course, they've acquired Kristaps Porzingis. We'll talk about the other trade that they did tonight as well in the first round. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs, so if you want to help us reach that goal, that would be absolutely amazing if you have not subscribed to this channel already. So, as I mentioned, I'm recording this immediately after the first round. We had a handful of trades that have happened tonight, and I think I've done a pretty good job of updating my shared scenario. Unfortunately, guys, I can't share it to you guys until after the second round because 2K doesn't let you, pause between the first and the second round. So, only the first round is correct, obviously, because the second round is still tomorrow. But as you guys are watching this, it's tonight, obviously. But yeah, a very eventful draft, I would say. So, especially for my Blazers fan, or for my Blazers, I don't know what the hell we just did, but let's go ahead and talk about, like I said, the Hawks for a second. So Porzingis, of course, they acquired. They had a trade exception. They also used Terrence Mann and then Georges Niang to make it happen as well. They got Porzingis for not much. They did trade their late pick in the draft, but they had the 13th pick via Sacramento still. The Suns get Mark Williams, and then they select Muluwak within the same 5 minutes. So the Suns had a center problem, and now they've solved that and then some. So shout out to Suns for that. And like I said, the Blazers and the Grizzlies made a trade. They get Cedric Howard, and then the Blazers go on to take Hanson Yang, or Young, however you say his name. Just a very, very interesting night. And then here's the big one that I wanted to talk about, right here. So this is the one I'm very impressed by with the Atlanta Hawks. They, of course, traded again here. It was their, I can't exactly remember what pick it was, or it's the 13th pick. Yeah, 13th pick. They trade the 13th pick. They get, trade down. They also acquire that Bucks and Pelicans best of, though. I cannot believe the Pelicans literally willingly gave that up. You know how valuable that pick could potentially be? Because the Pelicans aren't a for sure locked and loaded playoff team, and the Bucks obviously have a lot of question marks. Well, a lot of question marks. Well, Giannis gonna stay there, it sounds like. I'm just quite shocked that the Pelicans willingly gave that pick up. So I'm very, very impressed with what the Hawks have done so far, is what I'm trying to say at the end of the day. So they also drafted Newell, not to mention with the 23rd overall pick. They got this in the trade down using 13. So overall, so far for the Hawks, I think that's been an incredible offseason. And I do want to do another Suns video with what they did, of course, too. But I've done a couple Suns video within the last week, so that's why I was like, oh, let's do Hawks based off them getting Porzingis, and want to make sure there's no other trades happening. So there's no truth that the rumors of the Jazz had discussions about Jaylen Brown, apparently. Okay, well, let's focus on the Hawks, like I said, and we'll try to keep our phones in front of us just in case more trades go down, because this is a very eventful offseason we've had so far. So we have Porzingis, Okongwu, Jalen Johnson unless he's healthy, obviously. We have Gay, Newell. We have Rishishe, Craigie, Dyson Daniels, and Trae Young. I thought there would be a chance that Trae Young would maybe be traded this offseason, of course, when their season ended. But to me, it doesn't feel like that's where this is going at all. I think they are still building with them, which I think is the right move. So I think the only thing I'm going to do is re-sign Caris LeVert, and we're going to run this with what they have right now. Because I don't think there's any need to sign Capella now that you have Porzingis. I would imagine Capella could maybe go to the Lakers on a cheap deal. They could use a big. So I think the only thing, like I said, I'm going to do is I'm just going to re-sign Caris LeVert, and we're going to run this with what they have currently. So the Hawks are usually a pretty good sim team in 2K, so I'm expecting some good things. Once Jalen Johnson's healthy, that's going to be huge, and then we just have to re-sign Trae Young, and we're going to be in a good spot going forward. Buffkin 76 overall, and then all we have to do is wait on the dominoes of that Pelicans and Bucks pick, because when I tell you that pick usually ends up being really good in 2K, it usually ends up being really good. So there is a chance we are going to be walking away with a top 5 pick in next year's draft, but it remains to be seen. We'll find out, and let's get in the rotation for year number 1. So here's rotation going into year number 1. We got Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Shea, Jalen Johnson, Kristaps Porzingis, Okongwu, Karis LeVert, Craigie, and then Gay. And then Newell is going to get some minutes right away as well. But once Buffkin is healthy, that may change the rotation up a little bit, of course. But yeah, I like this rotation a lot on paper. The only thing I did want to look at is the shot tendency. So obviously Trae needs to keep a higher shot tendency. Porzingis, maybe I'll bring his touch tendency down a little bit. While I do like Porzingis, I don't need him to be like the secondary scorer. I'd prefer if that was going to like Jalen Johnson and Ricochet, which I've done in the past, and it usually works pretty well. So I'm going to give Jalen Johnson a higher shot tendency than Ricochet going into the sophomore season, because with the East being as wide open as it is, like I said, I love what the Hawks are doing so far. We're 4-star perimeter centric, but so we will probably move Quinn Snyder to that. And I will see you guys at the end of year 1. I don't anticipate making any trades at the deadline. I have a feeling this team's going to be really good in the sim, but maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I do stop at the deadline. If I do, of course, I will show you. So Shea wins MVP representing the Thunder again. Flag is a Rookie of the Year for the Mavericks. DiVincenzo is your 6th man. Giannis is your DPOY. And then you got Evan Mobley, Most Improved. I will say Giannis representing Defensive Player of the Year may not spell a good sign for us for that pick, but we'll see. If the Pelicans are bad or the Bucks are bad, that's all that matters. One of them, all we need is one of them to be bad, and we'll end up with a really good pick. I didn't even check the status of it at the trade deadline, to be honest with you. So yeah, we're gonna have to see. I only stopped to see if we could extend some guys. So Newell does make an all-rookie second team, which is great. But I decided not to make any trades because, as I kind of expected, this team was cooking. We're the 2nd seed in the East. So where are the Bucks? The Bucks are nowhere to be found. What about the Pelicans on the other side? And look at that. The Pelicans are nowhere to be found either side. So we are guaranteed to get a really high lottery. Well, I can't say really high, but a good lottery pick, it seems like. So we had 23 and 9 from Trae Young. We had 19 from Jalen Johnson, 18 from Porzingis, and 16 from Ricochet. 14 from LeVert. Not bad from him off the bench. Kind of wish I would have given more years on that contract. And then 8 and 8 from Okongwu. So the only concern I have, obviously, is Bray is going to be a free agent if he declines the player option, which I think he usually does. Jalen Johnson's already paid, thankfully. Porzingis is going to be a free agent, and so is Dyson Daniels. So we're going to be giving a lot of money out this offseason, to be honest with you. But this team gels well in the playoffs. We get to add a top pick. Let me just look. Let's just go ahead and take a look to see where those teams ended up. So Milwaukee was 28 and 54. So yeah, that's really good for us. And then New Orleans, 34 and 48. So obviously we're kind of hoping that Milwaukee Bucks pick is in like the top 4 or something. The 2nd seed in the East, we already looked at stats, so let's just play the Chicago Bulls. So Chicago, who took Noah Essengay, I think is how you say it. They took him tonight at their 12th pick. Yeah, so 76 overall for them. They signed James Harden in free agency, which is interesting. I mean, the expectation is that we'd beat them here and get into the 2nd round. But you never know with 2K, so let's see if we make that happen. Gonna go to an amateur rotation in the playoffs, and we're down 3-2. So despite a good regular season, we may get bounced by the Bulls, who literally just signed James Harden. So kind of interesting, but do we hang on here? Wow, they hit a last second shot to beat us, didn't they? So they had Zach Collins is the guy that beat us. That's lovely. Love that. Okay. Well, we got Detroit, New York, and then Chicago. What is going on with Chicago? I mean, why does Chicago like weirdly gel in year 1? It kind of makes no sense, but the Thunder go on to win back-to-back championships. Shout out to them. LeBron's going to retire. Al Horford's going to retire. But I'm excited about this pick. Like I said, I still can't believe if this pick is truly unprotected, which I think it is from the sounds of it so far. I can't believe the Pelicans willingly gave this pick up. So if we look, wow, we're projected a top 3 pick. We're tied with the Hornets technically, but we might be walking away with the top 5 pick here, which is just excellent value, like I said, for the Hawks. Let's see if we get lucky. Imagine we added AJ DeBanza to this team. Okay, so we don't get that lucky, but we do get the 4th overall pick. So we guarantee you're going to be adding like a Peterson, a Boozer, or, well, I'm naming off 3 guys. Who's the 4th guy? I always forget the 4th guy. Or we get like Nate Amen or whatever, or maybe we take Dash Daniels and have Dyson Daniels, Dash Daniels together. I don't know if they're related. I don't think they are. I'm pretty sure they're not. But there's definitely going to be a good player we can take here. I kind of hope one of these 3 guys falls to me in 4, but I don't know if we'll get that lucky. We'll see. I'm going to keep Snyder for another year. Only 1 year left on that contract. And it sucked that we lost in round 1, but I'm going to give him another chance. Again, a lot of money about to be given out as well this offseason. So is there anything I should be looking to do here before that happens? I mean, probably not. Like, the only thing I could think to do is maybe trade LeVert, but it's only a 1-year deal, so we probably don't need to panic and do that. So I literally think the only thing we're about to do is add this pick to this team, I guess 2 picks, and then re-sign everybody, because that's kind of just what we're going to have to hope for. So hopefully one of those top 3 fall to us at 4. So Debanza goes to Charlotte. Portland's going to take Peterson. So far, Boozer, do not go to Washington. Okay, wow. Well, I mean, I don't know where Boozer plays on this team, but we can't pass on the value. So we're going to be taking Cameron Boozer here at number 4 out of Duke. Very happy with that pick, obviously. We'll run away with that. Very happy. And then I think we probably take like a future guard here. So like, I don't know much about Mr. Silas here, but probably who we're going to take, 6'5". Kind of need a replacement for LeVert eventually, because we're not going to be able to re-sign him after this, if I had to guess. We're going to take the UConn guard, Silas Demery Jr., if I'm saying that name correctly. I feel good about that. So Boozer, Silas, maybe not going to play too much right away, but maybe he develops nicely. We'll see. Durishe, Gay, and Buffkin, we will accept all these. We honestly might trade Kobe Buffkin for something, because I don't really know if there's any plans to pay him. You know, it's going to be really hard to do that. It also depends on what he's asking for. So maybe we stop the deadline to see what he's expecting. So, as I mentioned, a lot of money is about to be given out, but I plan on re-signing everybody. Kind of hoping Porzingis would ask for way less money, but he is asking for $49 million, and the Jazz are about to willingly give that to him. So, I want to keep Porzingis on the team throughout the video, so I do think I'm going to give him as much as he's asking for. I personally don't think he's going to get $40 million a year in real life. Unfortunately, that's kind of where it sits in 2K. So if that's going to be what it is, I guess so. We're going to have to roll with it. And then I want to say Dyson Daniels will wait, kind of see the offer sheets and try to get him for as cheap as possible with that money we just gave out. That's just a home run notification. We don't need that right now, so I'll turn my volume off and make sure no other trades are happening. But let's get to day 12 and get Dyson Daniels back for as cheap as possible, because of how much money we just gave out for Porzingis and Trae Young. Again, I don't think Porzingis is going to cost that much in real life compared to what 2K thinks. So that did suck a little bit, but it is what it is. So I think getting Dyson Daniels for 4 years, $27 million to start things off with isn't too bad. So if he'll even take that, maybe we have to make it like 27.5, and he should take that. Okay, so welcome back, Dyson Daniels. Very happy with that. So yeah, we basically added a top 5 prospect to this team. And of course, you know, Riche is developing, Jalen Johnson is developing, so that's huge. LeVert is regressing, which is kind of what we kind of expected to happen. I would assume we're over the second apron now too, if I had to guess, with that money we just gave out. Yeah, we probably are. So like LeVert and Buffkin are probably going to be some cap casualties at the deadline, because I don't anticipate being able to keep them. But we'll see. So let's go ahead, get into the season. We will probably stop at the deadline to save a little bit of money on those 2 guys. Well, I mean, they're both walking for nothing, but we do have to cut a couple players too here. But if we can get some assets for them, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. We're going to release, unfortunately, both these bottom 2 guys. So yeah, all right, let's go get in the rotation for year number 2. So this year, power rank is only 20th overall when it comes to this team, but we got Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Riche, Jalen Johnson, Okongwu, Porzingis, Boozer, LeVert, and Kobe Buffkin. So I wasn't really paying attention to what Asa Newell developed into, but it's a 76 now. And then we have Gay and Craigie down here, also not getting minutes either. We could probably run 10 deep and roll with that, so that's feeling fine to me. And Craigie gets in, so it kind of kicks Newell out of the rotation. But as I mentioned, we'll probably be shipping off LeVert and Buffkin at the deadline to get whatever we can for them, if I had to guess. Proficiency is now 4-star, or 4.5 perimeter centric, I should say, which is great. So with that all being said, let's get to that trade deadline. Let's try to collect some assets for those 2 guys we're not going to be able to pay, and hopefully this team is going to make the playoffs 2 years in a row. Right now we're hovering around 500, so we'll have to see if things eventually turn around, which I anticipate they will, but you never know, man. So this trade really isn't doing anything too special for us. We're basically going to be sending LeVert off for Jalen Smith. We're swapping seconds, and the only justification I have for this is basically, my thought is we're getting LeVert out of the rotation entirely, because we don't really need his scoring anymore, I guess. And maybe that'll help somebody else score a little bit more. I don't know. Jalen Smith will not be playing in the rotation, basically. And we swap seconds. We get an earlier second, if that makes sense. It's a weird trade. I'm not gonna lie. Buffkin's asking for $18 million a year, by the way, which there's just no way we could get that to happen. So we are gonna pay or trade him as well while we can, because if not, he's gonna be walking for nothing. If we don't find anything for him, he's just going to play out this season. But we are getting some offers, so this is what I'm talking about. It's like Trendon Watford and a first-round pick from the Cavaliers is something I'd be interested in. Pritchard's making a little too much money for us. We can only acquire the Heat off me a first. AJ Mitchell is kind of a sweet trade, I'm not gonna lie, although he'd have to be paid after this. We'd have to trade it first. I don't think that's worth it. Go Badadste and a first-round pick for the Magic. So definitely some good offers. Quinn Post. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this trade with the Timberwolves though. We're gonna get a 2030 first-round pick for Minnesota. We get Melton's expiring, but we get a first-round pick for Kobe Buffkin. So I'm gonna do that, and we'll run away with that and feel really good. So we'll also shrink this down to a 9-man rotation for the rest of the season, but we sell off the pieces, like I said, that I wasn't gonna be able to afford going forward. So we definitely need jump ups from like Demery and then Ace Newell next year, which I guess Melton's going to play. And then I guess, well, actually, let's throw Newell in here over Jalen Smith. Like I said, I didn't really plan on playing Jalen Smith. We already have Okongwu and Porzingis, so no need for that to happen. Yeah, we're going to roll with that, and I will see you guys at the end of this season. Is Newell good at the 3, by the way? No. What about Boozer? I mean, I'll just leave it how it is. Okay, I'll see you guys at the end of the season. So at the end of this season, Luka Doncic wins MVP, DeBanza Rookie of the Year in Charlotte. Kobe White's your 6-man Women Defensive Player. Maluwak is your most improved in Phoenix. I still think that's a home run pick for the Suns, by the way. Really like what they were able to do. LaMelo is your clutch player, and Kidd is your Coach of the Year, and Hobson is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team: Luka, Shea, Cade, Jokic, and Wemby. All-NBA second team: Giannis, Mobley, Halliburton, Zion, and Cat. And here's your All-NBA third team. We do see Trae Young make one, which is great. Love to see that. 24 and 10. So that's all great. And then all defensive first team, all defensive second team. No Dyson Daniels this time or anything like that. Here's our all rookie first team. Boozer, of course, makes it. Is going to just continue to develop very well for us. So we have a really nice thing going right now. So we are the first seed in the East. And honestly, yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how this rotation is going to shake up. I feel like eventually this team is going to get a championship with how much potential we have. We have a lot of guys locked up long term, and Boozer is only going to continue to develop from here. But yeah, we're in a good spot. All right, so we get to play the Washington Wizards round 1, which I'm very impressed with what the Wizards are doing in real life as well. I think they've done an incredible job. I was very impressed with the trade they made with McCollum. You know, getting off Poole's contract entirely is really good for them. So they took Ace and Well rotation, but I want to put him back in. Again, I don't really feel the need to play Jalen Smith. So let's just see how it's going to go with this. So game 1 against Washington. Obviously, we lost in round 1 last year, so it'd be great if that didn't happen this time around. But again, we're having some trouble. So can we go up 3-2? Yes. And we go to a game 7. Okay. Not really what I want to see. I'm not going to lie to you, but hopefully we just take care of them in game 7. We don't go home in round 1 twice in a row. That'd be really awful. So far, it looks like it is going to pan out that way. So we are going to go to the second round. So struggle with the Wizards there a little bit. Porzingis' former team, but he shows up big in game 7 along with Risha Shea. So that's all great. And I don't know if I can't remember if we even looked at the stats, by the way. 24, 19, 19, 15, and then 12. So very good stuff around Trae Young. And now we get to play the team that beat us last year. They still have James Harden. No, they have Lonzo now. And then Shaedon Sharpe didn't get re-signed, I guess, by the Blazers. That's crazy. He's only making $27 million on a 1-year deal. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get our revenge here. So game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us. Why couldn't we have done this last year? Why couldn't we have done this last year? Beat them in 5 then. All right, so we're in the conference finals already. So I'm not really too surprised by that. I've noticed that the Hawks are always a good sim team, and the fact that we added Boozer to this team now, and the Hawks are probably going to continue to be a good sim team. The fact that they get that Pelicans Bucks pick is going to always guarantee them probably to be in like the top 5 of every draft or something along the lines of that. We get the Cavs, so let's see how this is about to go. Game 1 goes to them. Game 2 goes to them. And we need to even this series, and we're down 3-1. Okay, so not good, but let's see if we can't get back in this series and maybe tie it up. We'll have to see and find out if that can be a case. We have the lead right now, but they're slowly creeping back into it. But we do win game 5. So all we got to do is win game 6, and we're in a good spot to maybe win a game 7, get to the finals. But the Cavs may have it. We've tied it a couple times, and we're going to fall short 102 to 103. So that sucks. Okay, but I'm fully confident that next year could be a championship type of season for us because of Boozer's development. Maybe Ace and Newell's as well, not to mention. So But we're going to have to see. So Pelicans this time, have that pick, and they get number 1 this time around. And then we get 27. So let's go take a look at the staff so far. So Quinn Snyder, he just got to the conference finals, so we could keep him. But, I mean, I'm going to give Lou an offer, too. I'm still going to try to bring Quinn Snyder back if he still wants to come back, too. Done a pretty good job with this team so far. I'll give Nick Nurse an offer as well. But Snyder is going to ultimately choose to come back, so we'll just roll with that. Okay, so late pick in the first round. Let's see if we can hit on this. 2 seconds as well. 27th overall pick. Do we have anything? It's always Carmelo's son, I feel like, for me, so maybe we're going to change it up this time. I'm going to get somebody to compete with Demery. So either one of these guys. I guess I'm going to take Adam here out of Virginia Tech. I feel good about that. He is going to be a 70 overall, so very similar to what we had last year. Riche, Craigie, and Newell all coming back, and then qualifying offers Barlow. Not really too worried about him. Is there any free agents to worry about? It's Gay and Jalen Smith, which I'm not bringing either of them back, unfortunately, because we kind of have those positions settled right now. So we kind of need, Demery to become something for us, Craigie, and then we're probably going to be moving one of Boozer and Newell to the 3, and then Craigie might slide to the shooting guard. So there's really not going to be any movement for us once again. We've kind of been a team that's been set for a while now. Let's go to player progression. And let's see how much Boozer and Newell are developing, because that's going to be the biggest thing here. And not to mention Riche, too. So Riche is up to a 92, our best player right now. Boozer's up to an 85, and then Demery's already up to 75 as well. So that's all a really good sign. So I love what we're seeing so far. But will year 3 be the year for us? We've gotten to the first round bounce. Got to the conference finals, fell short of forcing a game 7. Hopefully year 3, third time's a charm type vibe. That's what I'm looking for. So Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Riche, Jalen Johnson, Okongwu, Porzingis, Boozer, Newell, and then Craigie. So this is going to be the last year of Okongwu's contract, by the way. So that could be troublesome for trying to re-sign him. And then Riche needs extension too. So I don't think I'm going to trade Okongwu though, because I really want this to hopefully be a year that we have a chance of winning a championship. We've had a chance like the last 2 years, it feels like, but with the 8th power rank and as much as these guys have developed around what we have right now, the ultimate goal here should be trying to win a championship. So even though Okongwu may walk for nothing in free agency, I don't want to trade him at the trade deadline, because I want to have him on the team in the playoffs, basically, is what I'm kind of angling at. So we're going to simulate this year 3. We're going to hope that this could be the year, but I'll see you guys in the playoffs when we reach it, and hopefully we remain as the first seed when we're there. Victor Wembanyama wins MVP. Stokes is your rookie of the year. Boozer wins 6th man of the year, averaging 15 and 7 off the bench for us. Wemby is defensive player, and Yakachonas is your most improved. And then you got Jalen Brunson, clutch player of the year. So yeah, Miami was a really good spot for Yakachonas, to be honest with you. He fell really far in the draft. Thought the Blazers were going to take him at 16 low key, and that did not happen, to say the least. Wemby, Luka, Jokic, Ace Bailey, and Flag is your All-NBA first team. And then All-NBA second team, you got Giannis, Cade, Tatum, and then Trae Young representing here again. This time going from 3rd to 2nd. Love that. And here's your all-defensive first team. And we got Dyson Daniels making an appearance again on this one. Okay, so we end up as the first in the East again. Obviously, we made it to the conference finals last year. But we're looking to make it further than that. Maybe even win a championship, because we're going to get a lot worse this offseason if we don't. Okongwu is going to be probably walking for nothing. And I think there was someone else. Oh, yeah. Then, well, we're not going to let Riche walk for nothing. But, yeah, it's going to be tough. So, let's see if we can make it happen right now. We got the Orlando Magic, who have Suggs, Bane, Wagner, Paulo Banchero, Wendell Carter, Anthony Black. So, kind of the same Magic team, other than they've added Aaron Nesmith. Kind of wish Nesmith got a little bit more respected in 2K, because he's a damn good 3-and-D wing, and the fact that he only stays in 80 overall is kind of disappointing, not gonna lie, because he'd be someone I would want to grab all the time. But game 1 goes to us, 141 to 109, 28 from Porzingis, 26 and 12, 26. So love what I'm seeing. They even it up though. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to them. So we got a dog fight in round 1. I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised. Obviously, the Magic, it's kind of a tough outing to, draw that in round 1. Really disappointing. Just hope we can hang on here. Okay, we do. So we have a 3-2 lead. We just got to win one more of the next 2 games. Simple enough, right? Don't let the Magic win 2 in a row, and we're in the second round again. So can we make it happen? Kind of close, but I think we will. So we're going to beat the Magic in 6. That was a tough outing to have in round 1. Now we get to play the Hornets or the Wizards. So let's see what's going to be. it will be the Wizards. And we got Cleveland and Toronto on the other side. Of course, Cleveland knocked us out last year. So would love to see if I can play them again, but we got to deal with the Wizards first. So let's not look past them just yet. So game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us as well. Cleveland so far is in a tie series with Toronto, and we're going to sweep the Wizards. That was easy. And then Toronto, who took Colin Murray-Boyles, which I was a little surprised by, at number 9. I thought they'd be taking Maluwak for sure. Where is he in their rotation, by the way? He is nowhere to be found. Did they cut him or something? Where is Colin? I don't think I can do player finder right now, but unless I'm just blind, I don't even see him on their yeah, they cut him, I think. I don't know. Regardless, it seems like Toronto's gonna be the matchup unless Cleveland comes back. It is Toronto. Okay, so we get to play the 7th seed, so that feels good for us, but obviously Toronto is not a team to be slept with or slept on, because they're always pretty good. Game 1 goes to us though, 130 to 108. Good start. 30 from Dyson Jones. If obviously our main defensive player is getting 30 on your head, that's a good sign for us. So game 2 goes to us as well. So far this is looking good. Game 3, yep, I think we got it done. We're in the finals. Let's go. So that's what we needed. Year 3 is the charm so far, but now we get to draw Minnesota or New Orleans. Obviously, New Orleans would be kind of interesting because we made the trade with them earlier, or the Hawks made a trade with them in real life, rather. So game 1, 3-1, and then and they also just made a trade with the DeJounte Murray thing not that long ago too. So Minnesota though is probably gonna be the matchup. So it's Anthony Edwards, Jalen Johnson is your conference finals MVPs on each side. So obviously Minnesota's never a cakewalk. So they did draft Joan Behringer with their selection at 17. He is now their starting 5. Gobert is now on the bench, and they did. Oh, we gave them Buffkin, and I think they re-signed him as well. So kind of cool there. He came back on a 1-year deal, probably just his qualifying offer, which I guess I could have let that be the case for us, but oh well, it is what it is. Already made a decision on that. Okay, so far we've not lost a game in the next 2 rounds. We took it to 6 with Orlando. But let's see if we can just beat Minnesota. So game 1 is going to go to us, 118-100, 25-14 from Trae Young, 24 from Ricochet. Game 2, so far so good, but I would not put it past Minnesota tying this series. And no, just kidding. We're in a good spot right now. We're up 3-0, and it looks like we may be well on our way to sweeping the Timberwolves in the finals. So the Orlando Magic are the only team that gave us issues, which I'm a little surprised by. But I'm happy about it. Extremely happy about it. So 123-103. Just like that, in year number 3, third time was indeed the charm. We are going to bring home Atlanta a championship, which is just absolutely beautiful. Like I said, man, I love what the Hawks have done so far this offseason. The offseason isn't even over yet. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful stuff what they have executed so far. So can I that's McDaniels guarding me. See if I can just smoke them with the we just got also this team just has so much size, not to mention around Trae Young as well. I'm gonna shoot a 3 with him. Gonna be slightly late, not gonna go in. Okay, all good. Obviously we have a 20-point lead. There was no sweat for me to make that shot, but I've done enough yapping. I think I'm gonna end it there, guys. Obviously the videos will keep on coming. We have the second round tonight. Obviously don't expect as many like big trades necessarily, because the second round is just usually a bunch of like second round picks moving or whatever. But who knows, maybe we get a blockbuster on day 2 of the draft and some big veteran is traded away. Thank y'all for watching. I love that we're able to end this video with a championship, bounce back from the Celtics video. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Also, P.S. my share scenario will be updated as soon as the second round is over, of course. Other than that, later, guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.